In the last video, we got rid of my lowering springs on my Golf R and we switched them out for some beautiful ST coilovers. We slammed the car all the way on the lowest setting.
I slammed it all the way, by the way. We can adjust from there.
And it looked so good.
Jeez. There we go.
There you go. However, it was so low, it was rubbing like crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, bad. Oh my gosh, that's bad. So today we're gonna be dialing in the height of the coilovers on the Golf R to make sure they're exactly where we want them to be. We also cut the links in the last video, so we're gonna be installing some new ones as well. And then finally, we're gonna be getting an alignment on this car to finally finish off the coilover saga. So to show you where we're at in the front, I actually did raise it a couple times off camera because I was driving to work and it was getting way too bad with the rubbing. But currently the front is about 1 finger, which is pretty low, but I still want it to be lower. And the rear is absolutely beautiful. It looks so good, but honestly, this is too low. The other day I had 5 people in the car, including myself, and you should see just how dumped the rear was. I was going over speed bumps and it was scraping the entire bottom of the car. So I definitely want to raise it just a little bit to account for if I have anybody in the car. But you could see, bro, I can barely even fit 1 finger in there. Like, it's diagonal. The problem is though, the rear is not as easy as the fronts. The rears, you have to essentially disassemble the entire thing again, take that whole spring out and that collar and adjust the collar based on the height you want to raise it, then put it back in and put everything back together. It's a lot more work than doing the fronts. But of course, no challenge is too big for us, so we're going to be tackling that today all by myself this time. Fingers crossed we can get this done even faster than it took us last time, but we'll see how it goes. Before we get into all that, if you haven't already, go down below and hit the subscribe button. I feel like my Golf R is kind of a mess right now, but we're going to be giving it so much love in the upcoming videos, so make sure you don't miss those. Hit the sub button down below. And if you want to see even more about this car, follow my Instagram down below because that's where I'll be posting everything almost every single day about this car. Enough yapping, let's get this car jacked up and tackle the rears. Just like in the last video, take out the rear fender liners by undoing a few screws and now we'll have access to the rear strut mounts. Try not to be like me and don't forget the one at the bottom as well. Undo the 2 strut mount bolts with an impact and it should come right out just like this. Now we take out the bolt holding the control arm to the knuckle, and don't forget the bolt holding the sway bar link to the control arm as well. This one's pretty long, so a punch or even a screwdriver like I used is very helpful. Okay, so just like that, we're able to take the spring out, or more importantly, the collar here, and adjust this to kind of get the height exactly how we want it to. So right now it's slammed and we're just gonna have to raise it. I think I'm probably gonna raise it maybe like 1 inch, and that should be where we need to be. Before we had it completely slammed, which is basically this. So that means it's the least amount of space separating the body, which would go on this side, and the spring that goes on this side. But then of course, as you twist and make the distance in between bigger, that obviously adjusts your ride height, making it taller. So if we measure the distance right now, we're getting, what is that? 0.49. I don't really know an exact amount of how much higher I want the rear. I'm just trying to envision in my mind because I know there was quite a lot of tuck on the car. So I'm looking at photos and figuring out how much more I need to go in the rear, because obviously for me to adjust this again, you're gonna have to take everything apart. It's very tedious and I wanna get it right the first time. So as you can see here, we're raising the car 1/2 inch right there. Obviously this should equal 1 inch or just off 1 inch. So we're just gonna raise the car in the rear 1/2 inch. Before I put the rear back together, I'm gonna adjust the damping on the rear shocks. This is important obviously because again, you're gonna have to unbolt the entire shock just to get this done. So I'm gonna dial them in right now, kind of just put them in the middle honestly, and yeah, just go from there. I know on camera it doesn't look like much, but I just inserted that little knob from before on the top of the strut and was just twisting and feeling the clicks around to see how many clicks we're gonna dial this thing into. But of course, this wouldn't be a DIY without any hiccups, and I was having some trouble here getting the control arm to fit back up to the knuckle. The control arm basically sandwiches the knuckle, and when you put a bolt through it, it holds it all together. However, it was hitting ever so slightly, which prevented me from putting this thing back together. This was the most frustrating and time-consuming part of the job, but I was able to get creative and figure out a way over this annoying hurdle. Holy bro, I finally got it. I don't know how that even came to be, but the control arm was just way too small, I guess, and it couldn't get around the knuckle. Like, it was like too small and the knuckle couldn't slide into it. So I ended up using a vice grip that I found to essentially separate the control arm and allow the knuckle to slide into it perfectly. So I did that on this side. I got the bolt in. Now we're just gonna put the nut on, attach the top nuts for the strut, and that's it for this side. I'm not gonna put the fender liners back in just now. I wanna see where the height's sitting, but yeah, finally we have one side fully wrapped up. We're gonna go ahead and do the other side, which does have the charcoal canister. It does make it a little bit harder, but I'm just gonna time lapse the entire thing because obviously you guys saw how I did this side. You don't gotta see the exact same thing on the other. So here we go. All right, after all those hiccups, the car is finally done. I put the wheels back on, I lowered this thing back. This is it, obviously it's gonna settle some more. I'm gonna lower this car down, give it a little while to settle, and then we should be good. It shouldn't be much higher, I only went half an inch higher, so we should be good then. I haven't driven the car yet, but it's been about an hour, and that's honestly very, very good. I know it's not tucking. We still need to drive this car, so it's gonna settle some more, but I think we are really good at this height. I think that's all I'm gonna do today. Tomorrow I'm gonna knock the rest out, but honestly, I'm super happy right now. I'm just gonna have to work on getting the spacers for the rear and then alignment coming very, very soon. So we did the tedious and hard part today, and hopefully tomorrow is a lot easier. So I'll see you guys then. All right, it's the next day. The car's already jacked up here. Let me show you what we have to tackle. So as you can see right here, the sway bar is not connected at all. There's no link in between these 2 points. So we're gonna be putting in new links today, but we do have a problem. So the problem is on this side, we still have a piece of the link kind of stuck in there. We could not get it out last time, so I got to figure out a way to get this out, and then we can install the new links. Besides that, all we're really going to be doing is lowering the front, and then we're also going to do a little hack that I saw online to help stop this thing from rubbing. To stop this bad boy from spinning, I went ahead and just put a vice grip on it and kind of just wedged it up here. So this thing is not moving anywhere, like it's kind of just stuck there. Of course, safety first. Here we go. Yes. Okay, that stubborn bolt is out. We have a clear hole, as you can see right there. Now we're gonna put in our new links, which I'll show you guys right now. For the links, we're just running a regular aftermarket, which is just an OEM replacement. We're not doing any kind of adjustable links. I did think about it, but I honestly just pulled the trigger on these that are just way cheaper. We're gonna put these on the car for now. We might do adjustable in the future, but these will do the trick for now. So my problem is right now, how am I supposed to get anything on there to tighten this bolt on? Plus, it just looks so weird, I guess, because, like, I don't know. I feel like the link is too long now. I think the geometry is different. I might actually need adjustable links, but this obviously doesn't look good up here. It looks bent, if you can see. It just looks way too bent. It doesn't look like it's sitting in there naturally. I think this is just too big. So yeah, I don't know. I might have to just take this out and get rid of it. But the other thing that we were going to do is called the fender screw mod. So essentially what it is that there is a fender screw right at the top of the fender. I'll show you guys right now. So this screw just right here, essentially all you really do is you take out the screw and you also take out the bracket and fold the fender liner behind this I guess little lip right here, and you also push the lip back, and that's kind of usually the first point of contact when your wheel scrapes. But this is the problem. We are still going to lower the front, which is going to be pretty easy. However, in my wheel well, I just noticed this is where we've been rubbing mostly, right here. So we rubbed just on the inside here. You can even see it making a hole. Rubbed a lot on here too, and a little bit on the bracket as well. So I don't even think doing this will be worth it. I might still do it just in case, but because I guess like it does follow. But here and here is where it's rubbing the most. And you'll see the exact same thing on the other side, just not as bad. A little bit right here. But, oh, and you know what? It is a little bit here too. So I'm still going to do the fender screw mod, but let's see if that even does anything. The last thing I'm going to do is adjust the dampening on the front struts. We're going to just do halfway on both sides because we did halfway in the rear as well. And then we're done. But I'm honestly pretty disappointed about this, the links. I really wish that worked out how it was supposed to. We'll see how that goes, but we're going to adjust the struts now and then we should be good to go. Get this thing back on the road. I could be wrong, but so far, no rubbing at all. I think it worked. Even in this bump, yeah, no rub. Wow, I'm impressed. Now the dilemma is I want to get this thing aligned with the links on. So I probably will have to cop some adjustable ones before I get that done. Install those and then get the alignment. But wow, man, the work is never ending, bro. We're gonna get this thing right. Sometimes you gotta put in the work to dial this thing in properly. So we're gonna do that. I don't know when, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm sure in the next clip, you guys will see me getting in alignment. Okay, quick update. So I went ahead and picked up some adjustable front links. I found these for the exact same price as these ones, which I got, which are just the stock length. So I went ahead and opted for these. I'm going to go ahead and return these, but you can kind of dial it in exactly to how you want. You can change the length, and then obviously you can change, you know, how these ball joints go. So with the adjustable links, we're going to put them to the same size as the stock links. We're going to be able to kind of dial in exactly how we want them and, you know, negate any preload on the sway bar in the front, which is a big thing with these. They're also quite a bit beefier, as you can see here. So they call them heavy duty, which is going to be good to have on the car. But overall, another upgrade that I didn't initially want to do, but you know, it comes in handy for this situation. So we're going to try to install these again and hopefully go smoothly. So as you can see here, I kind of have these to be the same length as they are right now. We also have a bunch of like spacers and washers and stuff like that, which the instructions say we do have to use. And then this one, you technically do need a Allen key to tighten the bolts kind of on the end here, but I might be able to just blast it on with an impact. So I'm going to see if I can do that. But overall, this should be pretty easy install, hopefully. And then this time we are going to jack up the hub to kind of get these in easier, and then we should be good. Okay, honestly, not too bad. It's installed in there. We got a lot of, you know, gold and yellow going on down here, but we have these installed, and now we just have to kind of put the car at ride height to figure out how we can set, you know, eliminate the preload, I should say. The problem is this car is going to be so low, I don't know how I'm going to reach my hand in to adjust this lock nut. So, yeah, I have no clue how I'm going to do that. That's supposedly what you're supposed to do. But I think maybe what I can probably do is just turn the wheel and reach my hand in. And I'll probably try that way.
I really messed around with this a whole bunch of different times. I jacked up the hub. I tried to do it at ride height. I measured it. I did a lot, but I wasn't able to get both links to fit properly on the car without having any preload on the sway bar. With that being said, having exhausted all my options, I threw in the towel. I didn't want to install these incorrectly and potentially mess something up, so I just decided to get them installed by a shop.
Okay, so I'm actually leaving work right now. I'm heading to the alignment shop to get this thing done. I have the links in the passenger seat with me. I'm just gonna get them to install it, honestly, because I was having way too much trouble. But yeah, we're getting a wheel balance, alignment, and then these links installed as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes smoothly.
We pulled up perfectly on time at the alignment shop, and they were playing Top Gear with an episode of a golf, which is actually insane. Then of course they took care of the car, and as you can see here, it's sitting beautifully on the alignment rack. Now we take it for a drive and see if there's really any difference.
Okay, we made it home, but I'm just driving around right now, and the alignment feels good. I mean, the car feels good. I will say though that the alignment is a little bit off. It's kind of dragging to the right a little bit. Let me show you what I mean. So essentially, I can let go of the wheel here, and if you just look at the car, it's gonna slowly pull to the right. Yep, there we go. We're going to the other lane now. Yeah, so this thing completely pulls to the other lane if I don't correct it. So I wanna go back, you know, get to the shop and get that fixed. This was my alignment. As you can see here, lots of red on the initial one, but then here we kind of got everything kind of sorted out except for the camber on the front left. It's just because we don't have any adjustability for the camber in the front. So it was already kind of off there, and they just tried to match it the best they could. But that's really all I can do right now until I get, you know, camber adjustable plates in the front. Then I've never seen this before, but they did some sort of like, I guess like steering wheel calibration thing to kind of like, you know, make sure it's a perfect angle or whatnot. Looks like they added like 2 degrees here, but either way, we got to go back probably off camera to get this thing completely perfected. But as of right now, honestly, I'm satisfied. I'm not going to complain too much because I know it was a big thing to get this car completed 100%. But overall, this thing is just sitting so pretty. The front is super tucked and the rear is just enough. I am so happy with the setup. I will say I'm not rubbing as much anymore, a little bit on the inside of the fenders as you guys saw earlier in the video, but I'm scraping on a lot still. Even when I have people in the car, I'm scraping on quite a bit. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. I don't know. I'm new to the low life, but I'm sorry. I just can't get over how good this car sits now. One thing I will admit I am a little bit worried about is right now, obviously it's June, almost July. It's super, super hot right now. We're in a heat wave, but just in a few months, it's gonna be winter and snow's gonna be back and this thing's gonna have to drive through it. I don't know how we're gonna manage. Of course, I can raise the front and the rear I won't even touch, but it's gonna be a challenge. But I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I'm just super, super satisfied. Anyways, that is a wrap on the Golf R coilover series. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. This car is my daily and it was always supposed to be my daily, but I hate to admit it, it's kind of becoming a project car at this point. And I'll be honest, I don't know how I feel about it. But overall, it was a fun journey to actually put coilovers on a car for the first time. Definitely learned a lot in this whole process. And the final product that we have right here is it's just money. I hope you guys learned something from this journey with the coilovers. And if you haven't already, go down below and hit the subscribe button for more Golf R videos coming to you very, very soon. Like I said, it's becoming a project car because there's still more things to do to this thing for it to be perfect. And I know we're running out of time. We take it day by day. We take it one step at a time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.